Hi, in this video we'll see how student registration comes to a platform and from which menu we can see the registered students and how we can create a batch and how we can add students to the created batch and then how we can assign respective trainers to the created batch. So first I have logged in to an admin account here. So we are using URL as cs.a.cybersquare.org and we can see menus here. So if a parent or a student registers to a website cs.cybersquare.org and once they enroll to a course by payment and when we go to the new registration menu here, we can see all the registered students listed here. So these are the registrations, students who have enrolled to different courses. We can see the student name, contact number, email ID, course, country, and the batch details and age and on which day they have registered, parent name and program code too. So we can see all the enrolled student details and new registrations menu. So from here you can select the student, and if you have already created the batch you can click on add to batch option here and select a batch and then add the student to the particular batch. Okay, if you haven't created any batch, let's see how we can create batch. So before that you can see an export button here, so you can export all this newly registered student details and it will be exported in Excel format, so you can view it. Okay, next we'll go to manage batches menu here. Here in manage batches menu we can create batch, we can also manage already created batches here. So we have so many filters here. You can filter batches by using these filters. You can filter by program type. So here we can filter out batches by using trainer name or program name if it is B2C regular courses. So we can clear filters here, and also we can search the batch using batch name also. Okay, next let's see how to create a batch. So to create a batch you have to click on this add batch button and then provide a batch name. So we have a format for creating batch name, that is if it's a regular batch and there is only one student. If it's 1-to-1 then just give the student name first, student name and student course. If it is little code, the course to which the student has enrolled, and join date. If it's August 31 then the date and year too. Okay, I have given the name and then program type. If it's regular, give regular. If it is summer camp or winter camp, just give accordingly. And then program name. So since you have already selected the program type regular, we have B2C regular course program name here. And then we have batch. If it's 1-to-1, select 1-to-1, or if it's batch, select batch. And since it's online, I'm selecting online. And batch size, if it's 1-to-1 then batch size will be 1. If it's batch you have to give the number of students in the batch. And then select a date. Since it's regular course it will be 3 months, so since it has started on August 31 I'm giving, and it's 3-month course, I'm giving November 1 as date. So give a date and number of sessions will be 24. Give the number of sessions of the course and select the course, Little Coder beginner, and select training type which is CSB2C, and age group of the course, the age group of the student, and then payment category. Select the payment category of the trainer here. So you might be assigning this batch to a respective trainer. So select the trainer's payment category here. Okay, so I'm creating a batch. So the mandatory fields to create a batch is batch name, program type, program name, batch type, batch mode and size, number of sessions, course and training type, and payment category. So batch name, program type, program name, batch type, mode, size, number of session, course, training type, and payment category. And then click on create batch to create a batch. So here you can see I have created a batch and the batch is active. Okay, then next we'll see how to add students to this batch. So when we go to new registration, so here you can see that the students who have already enrolled. So if you want to select the student and add the student to the batch which I have created now, select the student and then go to add to batch button here, click on it and select the batch. So if you want to add a student which is to a batch which is already created, you can search the batch name and select the batch and add, or else if you want to add to a newly created batch, it will be listed here in this window itself, and then you can select and add. And if you want to create a batch for this to add the student to a batch, you can create it from here too. Okay, so I'm selecting this batch which I have already created just now, and I have selected it and I'm clicking on add to batch to add the student to the batch. So here you can see a pop-up. So this is to send a welcome email and WhatsApp message to the students, informing them that they have been added to a batch and then they are assigned with the trainer and details of the batch. Okay, so this is the process, and before adding the student to batch, you just have to assign a trainer to the batch. So let's go to manage batches again, and here you have created batch and you have assigned a course to it, right? A little border. So to check courses, you can click on this course button here. So when you click on this course button, you can see that there is a course here, and now let's assign a trainer to this batch. So I'm going to this batches button here and I'm selecting assign trainer option in this batch and I'm assigning a trainer. So I'm assigning a trainer, so you have to assign the respective trainer and click on assign to assign this batch to the trainer. So now I have assigned batch to a trainer. Next you have to add the student to the batch. So I'm going to new registration again and selecting the student and clicking add to batch here, and I'm selecting the batch here and I'm selecting add to batch button here to add the student to batch. So I'm checking this checkbox to send welcome mail and WhatsApp message to the student with the batch detail and course and trainer details. So I'm clicking on confirm. So now the student is gone from new registration here. Yes, so when we go to manage batches, you can see that there is a total joinings of one student here. So the student is added to the batch, and when you check on view students option here, you can see the student has joined the batch. Okay, to view the student, you can go to view students, and if there is a student which is already in the batch, already in the platform, and you wanted to assign a course to him, you wanted to assign the student to this batch, you want to add the student to this batch, then go to add or remove student option here. And also if you want to remove this student from this batch, you can select this add or remove students option here, and you can, if you want to remove the student, you can check this checkbox and remove the student. Or if you want to add any other student, you can search the student and click on load student here, and you can add the particular student. Select the student and click on add to batch to add the student. So I'm clicking on add to batch here. So if I click on add to batch, then you can, if I click on add to batch here, and I close the button and refresh. So if you want to add or remove student from this batch, you can go to add or remove student here, and if you want to remove the student, just check this checkbox and remove the student from this batch. Click on this remove from batch button here, and you can remove the student. Or else if you want to add any other student, you can search the student and click on load students and select the student and add the student to the batch. Okay, so if a student is removed from this batch, then the course to which the student is assigned will be removed. And also if a student is added to this batch, then the course will be assigned to the student. Okay, so if you want to move any student from this batch to another batch, you can go to move to another batch option here and click on it, and you can select the student which you wanted to move, and click on move to batch and select the batch to which you wanted to move, and click on add to batch. The student will be removed from this batch and moved to the selected batch. So if this selected batch has other course, any other course, then the student will be assigned with that particular course and current course will be removed. Okay, this is how we move a student from a batch. So the task for a training coordinator will be, first they have to check the new registration menu. If there is any registration, they have to create a batch, and if a batch is already created, they can select the student and add them to the batch. And if it is not created, they can create a new batch. And if they are creating a batch, the mandatory fields are batch name, program type, program name, batch type, batch mode, batch size, number of sessions, course, training type, and payment category. So we have to add all these fields and create a batch, and then you can add the student to the particular batch, and then you can assign a trainer to the particular batch, the respective trainer to the batch. So the flow is first create a batch, assign trainer, and then add student to the batch. So that's how we add student to the batch. Thank you.